Patriots party. Hey, we put America first. This is Patriots
Donald
party.
J. Trump. It's an easy answer.
Abortion. These are real issues that we are dealing with.
Death started to throw a house party on Friday. Death threw a block party on Saturday. But early Sunday morning, love got up. I say this because I want you to understand.
I took my notes, and then that's what you need to know. I took my notes.
I'm not on the fence, I don't lean. I get a new hater every time my phone ring. I'm hated by the world, but that means that I'm blessed. I keep it real and I let God handle the rest.
What is up, everyone? How are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing wonderful. Hope y'all are doing great. Let me go to the chat real quick so I can see everything and make sure everything's good real quick. Let me go to comments. And let me go on here. Now, can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, let me know in the chat that you can hear me, so I know that I'm not just talking. All right. Let me go through and accept all these people that are here wanting to get in. Let me go through. It's a lot of them, so give me a minute here, right? It's a lot of them, and we're not robots, so we gotta go in and individually do it. It takes time, but we can do it. Now I can see the thing on my end is showing that I'm talking, so I'm assuming that I have the volume, so everything's good. Viewer count's going up, giving people time to join the room. We just started 5 minutes ago, right? And we got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about the policy that's in California that if you get rid of it, you might just solve the homeless problem that's in California. It's bad, people. It's bad. I mean, if you look at California, it's pretty bad. And that's the longest that I'm gonna go because it's a lot of them. All right, so listen. I want to talk about the situation in California, right? As many of you know, California is a muck, right? That's no surprise to anyone, right? There's no surprise to anyone. I want to talk about Ozzy Ozborne, and then we're going to take a very good look at 2024 because that's what everybody wants to know, right? So before we get started, make sure you check out standupnow.com. Standupnow.com. That's where I got this awesome t-shirt that says One Nation Under God, right? One Nation Under God. Make sure you check them out. Standupnow.com. Wonderful supporters of mine that sent me some stuff. I have them on my wrist as well right now. Standupnow.com. They have wonderful patriotic t-shirts. And I tell you, don't put your money into a business that doesn't support you. Don't put your money into a business that doesn't support you. Don't put your time into something that doesn't support you. So make sure you go and you check them out because I tell you, they support the movement. They support everything that we stand for. How is everyone doing today? Right? How is everyone doing today? That's Ritz. I already did that. All right. Hope everyone's out there doing good. Now we're starting off with the YouTube, Facebook thing. I like the momentum that we've been going. I like the start that we've had. Personally, I have nothing against it. But let's dive into the first thing. Right now. California's homeless policy that they have in place now. Right? The California has this homeless policy in place. And the homeless policy it's paying people who are homeless, who have no income, $620 a month with a free phone. $620 a month and a free phone. Now, for people who don't have much, right? And they don't have an income, or they do have an income, but it's not much. Would you rather continue to struggle in that region? Or would you want to go ahead and take that $620 a month and a free cell phone? You don't have to work. Just take the money, go about your business. Well, that is what's happening. That is what's happening in California. People are taking the money, right? They're taking the money and they are using it as a, let me do this. And they are living off of it. They're living off of it. And you can't be mad, right? You can't be mad because that's what the California governor, Gavin Newsom, wanted. That's what Gavin Newsom wanted. Gavin Newsom wanted it set up, right, to where if you are homeless, right, if you are taken care of. So why would anyone in their right mind want to go out and get that job? Why would anyone in their right mind want to do anything of the sorts? They don't. They don't. They have no reason to, because I'm paying you $620 to be homeless. I'm giving you a free phone, right? I'm giving you a free phone. I'm giving you $620. All you have to do is be homeless and live in California, and you are going to get $620 a month. One man said, why would I go anywhere else? I'm getting $620 a month. That's paying for my Netflix and my Hulu subscriptions. So that means the free phone is a nice phone. It's a smartphone that you can watch something on, right? Why would they go anywhere else? They don't have to. They don't need to. They don't want to, because California is taking care of them. But then you look and you say, okay, why is it that California has, right, such a high homeless population? There it is. Handouts. Right? Handout. I see Corey on Instagram. Corey, we're gonna get there. Maybe not this week, maybe next week, because I want to go. I want to go in there. Kayla, I'm not ignoring you. I see you. Kayla, how are you? I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm getting to it. I was in the moment. Conservative Hannah, how are you? I was in the moment, right? I'm getting to y'all though, right? So California is paying these people, right? They're paying the people, right, to be homeless, to do nothing, right? Progressivism. If you are up for it, if you are up for it, right? I will send you a link to this. I will send you a link to the StreamYard. You can join up here, right? You can join up here and we can talk about it. California is not expensive, right? If you're homeless, you're getting $650 a month. You're getting free food. You're getting free food. You're getting a free phone. You're getting a tent. I don't care how expensive an area is, as long as the government is giving you $650 a month, free food, and a phone, you're set. Especially if you don't know anything else. Progressivism. DM me your email, and I'll send it to you. Right? Actually, you don't even have to do that. Don't even worry about it. Just DM me. Just DM me, progressivism. Just DM me. Look at what Matt. They have no drinking, but again, we're gonna get to that. Right? When you look at it, why would you want to go anywhere else, huh? I know I wouldn't. Because if you're going to pay me money to be homeless, John R. Drake, he's running for office in California. So when we say hold elected accountable, it's people like John R. Drake that we should be going to. Those are the people we should be holding accountable. Facebook, I see you. YouTube, I see you. I see y'all, right? Those are the people that we should be holding accountable. $620 to be homeless? And then when we on the outside look in, we say, okay, why is it that the people in California don't want to get up and get a job. One, some of them aren't able, but two, the ones that are able are just getting fed into their homelessness. So there's no need. They don't see a need to do it because they have everything that they need. I'm going to pull up the argument. Right? I'm going to pull up the argument. It's in San Francisco. I'm going to pull up the argument that the guy wrote. He is homeless. He is homeless. He lives in the area. I'll just go to my request. You're in my request, but I see you. Right? Are you? No, you're not in here. Hold on. We're gonna get a guy on here since he wants to. Spelled that wrong, right? We're gonna get the guy in here since he wants to do that. So let's hold it. Let's hold. We're gonna get him in here. I see y'all. How do I? Gotta spell it correctly first. All right, we're gonna get the guy in here since he wants to. This him. Yeah, this is him. All right, we're gonna get the guy in here. Follow him back. Congratulations, you got a little follow back. You got your follow back. I hope you're happy. Right? Okay, you're following a couple of people that I'm following. There you go, son. Check your DMs, little dude. There you go. All right, we're gonna bring the boy on here, right? He wants. I don't know if it's a boy or not, actually. Right. Mitch, exactly. That $620 to be homeless? Yeah, you should be honored. Oh, look at them having a family reunion in the comments. We're not doing that, right? You have 600. Now, I honestly want honest answers here. Honest answers from people. If all you know is poverty, all you know is homelessness, and somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I'll pay you $620, free phone, free food for the rest of your life as long as you're homeless, would you accept that? Because that's all you know. Are you going to accept that? Yes or no? Absolutely. They're going to accept it. I have the study to prove it. I can pull it up now. Right? That's why California is never going to get out of this homelessness population. Because the Democrats, right, in California, they allow it. They want it. They bring it in. Come to us. We are going to be the saving hope. Right? We're going to be, and that's what we're going to give you. Shame on California, I tell you that. And it's not even all of California. I believe this started in San. Hold on, let me go back. Because I want to be correct now. Now, in order for me to be correct, right? I want to make sure everything is 100% correct. So we're going to share our entire screen. All right, and then we're going to get out of this. All right, we're going to go to view. All right, I want to. Hold on, we're gonna stop the share and and just relook it up because y'all are like, what's going on? Right? It's sad. Right? It's sad. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. It's a simple Google search. I mean, what more can I tell a guy? It's a simple Google search. 620 homeless. Simple Google search. Since y'all still don't believe me. Y'all still don't believe me. What can I do to make a person a believer? Okay, share screen. This is how you make a believer out of people, apparently, because y'all still don't believe me. I get paid to be homeless in San Francisco. It takes one phone call. Says he moved to Woke City because he gets $620 a month that pays for his Amazon Prime and Netflix, and cops are like neighbors. Right? He's a self-proclaimed junkie. Says the city's soft on crime policies and government assistance makes it easy to be homeless. That's all they're doing. He said he's finding the easy way out. Now, who do you hold accountable? Who do you blame for this? Right? All right. Including hundreds in cash and food stamps worth approximately $100. $100 worth of food stamps. You're getting paid $620 a month. You're getting the free phone. You have Amazon Prime. You have Netflix. He sleeps under his little tent. And he's perfectly fine. Right? He is content. in his doings, and he's always going to be content in his doings because that is who he is. Now, I sent the other guy a chance to join. Right? What's the Republican solution? I tell you the Republican solution. The Republican solution is to get rid of the soft on crime, soft on homelessness policies. We're not going to pay you to be homeless. We're not going to give you a free phone to be homeless. If you want to be homeless, you're going to have to do that with your own money, with your own time, with your own funding. The government is not made to fund that. That's just not what they do. Now, once you do that, look at what the governor of Texas did. He went through and he had a lot of them arrested, right? You that don't want to follow this rule of, hey, you can't sleep here. You then go and you can build shelters. You can build shelters for this stuff. And right, you're giving these people incentives. Here it is. He's here. Okay, there. Let's add him to the stream. I guess. Let's add him to the stream. How about that?
Let's see. Okay, is this working? There we go. Perfect.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
How you doing, my guy?
Your name is Doug, right?
It's a joke. It's an inside joke that I have with my friends. My name is I just go by progressivism here.
Progressivism. Okay.
Yep.
Progressivism. So you're in agreement with incentives for the homeless.
Incentives?
It's an incentive.
Oh, incentives. My bad.
That was the guess the
like to
way
keep them homeless. No, I would say I disagree with that policy generally. Like keeping someone in poverty. But I don't like. I mean, if it states it's local rights, right? If they want to do that, would you agree that they're fully allowed to do that, right? Even if you think it's a bad policy, they have the right to do that, right? I just want to make sure.
People money.
You think they have the authority to do that?
Clearly, you have the authority to do it because you're doing it. My problem, right, does not come from you have the authority to do it. Mm-hmm. My problem comes into why are you even promoting something like homelessness to get $600? You're getting paid over $600 a month just to be homeless. You're getting a free phone. All right, let's say you are a self-proclaimed junkie. Mm-hmm. All you've known your entire life is homelessness. Mm-hmm. And you live in Utah, right?
Well, I don't think Utah would ever do that policy, exactly. But
that's why I want you to be in Utah. And you hear all of a sudden, hey, California is paying people $620 a month, $100 in food stamps a month, and a free phone to be homeless.
Well, I think there's a bit of a slippery slope here because I think you're kind of suggesting that California is promoting itself by saying, "Hey, you could be homeless right in this this California drug paradise." Like, I don't think they're saying that.
Even if you don't, right with Romney, even if you don't believe it, what are you pushing? What are people going to get out of that? If I put a big sign in front of my home that says $100 a month to Trump supporters, guess who's going to come to my door looking for $100 a month? Trump supporters. I may not have.
Well, are you suggesting that this is something that they actively promote, or are you saying this is like an effect to a policy that they started?
So right here, scroll back up. Says the city's soft on crime policies and government assistance makes it easy to be homeless. That is the word of a homeless junkie, self-proclaimed homeless junkie.
I get paid to be homeless in San Francisco. It takes one phone call.
I didn't even have to tell him the article. He already has it.
Yeah, I had to bring it up because I haven't heard of this case personally. I mean, CalFresh program meets certain income requirements. John, you also have to meet certain income requirements. Like, let's be like you're saying like you have to be homeless, you have to be jobless in order to receive that, and even then it's $800 a month. You're in California. Like, let's be frank here. California is very expensive. You can barely live off of $800 a month.
You're homeless. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay for food because they're giving you free food. They're giving you $100 worth of food stamps, right? They're giving you
$100. That's not much to.
You're homeless. Where are you going to keep?
If you have a homeless family, that's not much to cover for food costs. Have homeless
families. Most of them are just homeless by themselves. And if one thing we know about the homeless community is they tend to all come together, right?
Okay, so like they help each other out. Yeah.
If you have 5 homeless people, they're all getting $100 a month in food stamps. They put that together. That's $500 worth of food stamps that they can split just between 5 people.
And your solution is to just take away them, especially for people who actually need it. Because, like, I get what you're saying. Like, this case is like the bad part of Democrats and like why you shouldn't vote for them. Like, I get that. Like, that's your whole shtick. Yeah. But like, I don't like my whole thing is. I don't know what your whole aim is with this whole thing, because it's like that's just the effect of one policy in one city around the country, and it seems like you're trying to equate that to all Democrats. Am I correct in saying that?
So this is what I'm going to equate it to, right? Mm-hmm. So you have a city like San Francisco. They push these policies, right?
What do you mean push?
Now, when I look at the Democrat agenda, right? They call themselves wanting to help everyone. And this is one of those instances.
That's a pretty Christian belief as someone who's a Christian myself.
I'm a Christian as well, right? Make sure y'all go check out standupnow.com, get you a shirt, One Nation Under God. Gotta always plug the promos, right? When they're giving you something in return. Yo.
I mean, hey, it's a man's world out
here.
Right,
you better capitalism, am I right?
Young businessman out here, I see.
Someone said this guy can live homeless with Newsom. That's Kayla, welcome back. How are you?
So why would someone want to actively be homeless? Like,
no, they were referring to you.
What?
They were saying that you can go live homeless with Newsom.
Oh, fuck that. No.
So
I won't as much as I supposedly love Newsom, I would not touch California with a 10-foot pole.
So here's my thing. Is when you have something like California, me and you both can agree California is a Democrat stronghold, right?
Yeah, I would say so, with the exception of Schwarzenegger, but yeah.
And whenever there is something new within the Democratic platform, it tends to start in places like California, correct? California and New York are where the new wave of Democrat politicians are coming from. We could agree.
Well, generally, yeah, that's where a lot of progressives come from, yeah.
Okay. So, this is a dominant, because how old is this article? I heard about it today, right? I heard about it today because I was talking to someone, and while I was talking to them, he brought it up. So, March 1st of 2022. March 1st of 2022. Edgar, if you want to come on, DM me, right? DM me and I send you the link and I'll bring people on. Right? So we can agree that this stuff starts from here. John, is that your way of saying that you want to come on? Is that what I'm looking at here? I don't see it. No. Right. John R. Drake is a great example of radical left-wing politics that's starting to infiltrate, and it's starting in California. Right?
Well, I would say it's bad policy.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, right? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the couple of times that I have spoke to John Drake without mentioning politics, he seems to be a wonderful guy. The time that I have talked to him in politics, he is a Biden 2.0. He's not on the bright side. He's very ignorant on certain things, and I don't like the guy. I'm gonna be as straightforward as I possibly can. I don't like John R. Drake's politics. Therefore, I don't like John R. Drake. I'd never vote for him, right? But the guy is consistent, which I have to give. He's consistent, and John R. Drake, I don't want to seem like I'm picking on you. You're just the one that's in the comments that I can see and is off the top of my head, right? But he's consistent in his politics and his policy. And as long as we see people who are on that side, consistent in their policy, wanting to get that progressivism out there, right?
I see what you did there. That's a good one.
Right? I was looking at where I was like, make sure I can, right? Progressivism.
Yeah.
I need to know, right, that these people aren't going to get in federal positions.
Federal?
Federal.
Oh, federal.
Federal, yeah. See, make fun of my southern accent. Y'all see this? Right. Federal positions. And so my way of doing that is by coming on here and saying, hey, look at what San Francisco is doing. This is a Democrat agenda in a Democrat city. And these are the same people who are eventually going to run for federal office that are inserting these policies.
Well, I mean,
that they never, ever step foot in the federal arena. They should never throw their hat into the ring. And that's what I'm fighting for. That's what I'm going to continue to fight for. I'm not going to fall off on that. Vote out every Democrat. That is my argument. Vote out Nancy Pelosi. Vote out Chuck Schumer, because they are the ones putting gasoline onto this radical agenda, causing the fire to spread.
Pelosi being radical? Oh, wow. I wish.
They're adding the fire. Joe Biden, they're the ones adding this fire. Joe Biden on his inauguration says that we must come together, love everyone, unity. And then, just at his last rally, what did he say? I hate the MAGA Republicans. That's that stuff right there. That's driving.
I think he was talking about, let's be fair, I think he was talking about the insurrectionists there. In that context, with that specific speech, he was talking about insurrectionists. Are you referring to maybe the Kathy Hochul quote from the New York governor?
Say it.
Are you talking about that one? No. You might be confusing him. I don't know.
I'm talking about his latest speech. I hate the MAGA Republicans. The problem is, I don't care who he's referring to. It's on his inauguration. He said, we must love everyone and come together. And then you turn around and say, now you're hating someone simply because of their political beliefs. That's the hypocrisy. And all that does is it drives and it fuels this that people say they're moderate. Really? Mm-hmm. Nancy Pelosi is a moderate?
Yeah. She's opposed to
that. She's the scary part, right there.
Like, she literally is one of the richest members of Congress. She's not anti-elitist. She doesn't fit into this radical Bernie Sanders mold like you probably think she does. But no, she is not radical. She is a product of the Democratic establishment.
But now, that's the scary part, because they are what I consider, Nancy Pelosi, to me, is radical, far left, and needs to get out of office. And the fact that there are people further left than her that say, oh, she's a moderate, it scares me to, okay, what do they mean by moderate? What is their radical?
But yet you aren't scared by the January 6th insurrectionists? I don't get that.
Have I ever said that?
I'm just asking. I don't know many of your positions.
Someone give him my take on January 6th. Right? I'm pretty moderate. I'm moderate.
Okay.
Moderate. No, I'm not. I take that back. I get more radical every day because of people like progressives. Now, personal opinion.
If only you knew.
See, that's.
I just no. Oh no, I'm saying because I live in a holy red state. I talk to people like you all the time, and I see these same talking points, this same grift of like, I'm an independent, but yet you also say you're also a MAGA Republican. So which one are you? Like, you know what I mean? So like that kind of confuses me.
So here's my take. Right. Mm-hmm. I didn't support January 6th.
Okay, good.
I didn't support the BLM protest. Protest. I use protest lightly, trying not to get banned off anything. But we all know what it truly was.
I've been to, I think, at least 5 BLM protests, and not one of them got violent. So I don't know what you say when you mean like protests. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Show what I mean. They say I can show you better than I can tell you.
Well, no, I'm just trying to probe your view on this here, because I am not the most familiar with your views.
I can show you better than I can tell you. That's what I'm saying, is I can show you better than I can.
Well, from what I know, from a statistic I last checked, and I could probably cite this, like 90 to 95% of BLM riots were peaceful, and that's even more peaceful, I think, than the civil rights riots, if I'm not mistaken.
So here's
the civil rights protests. I mean,
here's my thing. I don't care what the percentage of it is. I care about what the mainstream media is showing, because that's what influences the future of politics or whatever they're focusing on.
Right.
We can agree on that. Me and you, actually, I hope we can. Can you agree that Trump did some good things in office?
I think any president has done some good things, even Nixon. So
okay, so would you agree that the media, depending on who it is in office, has a bias towards them and doesn't show those good things?
Well, I think all media has bias, no, left, right, center, whatever.
And they don't show those good things, correct?
Show the good thing, like the good side of the BLM protest, is what you're saying?
Yes.
I think they did a pretty good job at giving a balanced coverage of the BLM protests.
Did Fox News do a good job at showing the Barack Obama presidency? I know the answer, and you should.
I would say no, probably.
Did CNN do a good job at showing the positive of the Trump presidency?
Well, with the few positives he had, I mean, I'm not a mainstream. See, I'm not a mainstream viewer of news,
about people. So. But even right? He had good, but you can't admit that CNN hid some of the good, because that's not what you do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did cover like his
platform. Your party was okay with censoring the good of the other side. Me and you can both agree that social media, right, censored certain people on a. Thank you. No, they didn't. They didn't do positive to Obama. They didn't do positive to Trump, and they can't do positive to Biden because he hasn't done anything positive just yet, besides student loan.
Jeez.
But we all see what that's going to turn into with the taxes. Right?
The taxes? What do you mean?
Taxes are going to go up. We're already in inflation.
How do you know that? Do you have like pre-release reports from the White House that says this? Or is this just like your intuition?
First off, the White House changed the definition of inflation. I don't believe anything the White House has to say. Okay. Even California.
What did they change? Like a word from the to in?
Even California.
What did they change?
California is giving their residents $1,000 to fight inflation. The same inflation that the Biden administration says does not exist. They said it themselves. It's not there. There is no inflation. We don't like that word.
Inflation does not exist. That would sound too radical.
That's what the Biden admit. You can look it up. Why? What's the press secretary's name? The black girl. What's her name? Someone.
Oh, so you're saying that the press secretary said it?
She speaks for the White House in all of the press.
Oh, was that the thing where she was like dodging questions about inflation? Is that what you're talking about?
No, she said it. You can pull up the quote. You pulled up everything else to try to use against me. It all failed. So go ahead and pull that one up. Go ahead, pull it up. I want you to. Keep pulling stuff up, and it's going to always come back the exact same, because we know the truth. These people know the truth. You got to remember whose viewers you're talking to right now. My viewers know the truth.
Oh, God.
They wouldn't be my viewers.
Well, here's the thing. You say you speak the truth, and yet I haven't seen you cite a single source backing up your data apart from like misquoting like what a lot of people are saying.
No, Biden said word for word.
The only thing you have provided, though, I will give you credit, is the San Francisco thing. But other than that.
So people, you know what that means. You know what I got to do now. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up everything that.
Awesome. I get to see research from a Republican for once. That's new.
I tell you, these people. They are fueled, right? They are fueled by this. They are fueled by this, right? Now I got to go through the entire speech to find the small part of where he says, "I hate MAGA Republicans." My God.
Well, yeah. Do you just go off of what people say? Do you go off of what the fake news media says?
No, I saw the clip myself, but I can't show the video due to copyright reasons.
Okay.
But I will pull it up for you.
Let's see. I think I saw it at some point.
Biden.
Is it the one where it says Biden asked Republicans to shun MAGA?
Threat to democracy. Good God. No. I'm not talking about that one. It was on. I feel like I liked it on Instagram. Maybe I liked it on Instagram. I did. Diamond and Silk. Let's go to Diamond and Silk's Instagram, people. See, this is the stuff they're gonna. Now I gotta work extra hard, right? Not pay attention to what the viewers are saying. Do Control plus F.
So you're getting mad because you actually have to cite something? I don't get what you're.
Has the opportunity to steal.
Oh well, yeah, we saw that. Where is this?
Are you talking about the one where he says to for Republicans to reject MAGA?
No. It was at the last rally where he was talking about no one else will have a chance to steal an election. He goes off. He went off. Now I will say this is the first time we've seen Biden
energetic.
Yeah, energetic in there.
Yeah, he's not the most energetic guy. I will say that. Not the most charismatic.
Energetic moments. How do you go and find your liked videos? I don't even know how to.
I think it's under settings, and then it would be actually. Let me pull it up on my phone. Let me help you out.
Now I gotta go through and
settings. Oh wait, no. You go to the 3 lines, your activity, and then it's under interactions. That's what it was.
Your activity, interactions, likes. There it is. There it is. All right, let's find it. I pray to God that I liked it. I think I liked the post that the guy made, and it's the clip of Biden saying what he's saying. I don't have to make this stuff up. I have better things to do than sit on here and make up Biden saying that he hates MAGA Republicans. I truly do. How long ago was this?
I mean, I know a lot of you Republicans like to misquote him, and like a lot of Democrats, so I just wanted to make sure you're aware.
My God, come on now. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic with ourselves and others. Now, let's be realistic.
I mean, I am being realistic. I've debated many Republicans, and dude, I've debated your buddy GCD. Remember that dude? You know him.
I don't. When did you debate? You act like I just keep the stuff on the top. I remember when this guy debated this. I don't remember this stuff off the top of my head.
Well, you're okay. Interesting.
Off the top of my head. That's not what I don't. How long ago was that?
I never asserted that you had to do that.
Where is the video? See, people, this is where I get frustrated because I can't find the video. This is horrible. Now I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. Video.
I have a feeling I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
I just want to recall quickly what he said.
Democrats have been saying that that it's not good to defend Biden, but hey, defend the man all you want. That's.
I never said it was not good to defend him.
Like it was before his birthday. I didn't like the post. That's what it is. I couldn't have liked the post. That just had to be
MAGA Republicans.
No, you haven't seen Biden do it because you'll never see it. You'll never see it, people. That's just not how Biden.
Technology could be a bitch sometimes. We're going to be honest. Excuse my language.
This is frustrating. This is very frustrating.
What we're seeing now is the beginning or the death knell of an extreme MAGA philosophy. It's not just Trump. It's the entire philosophy that underpins I'm going to say something. It's like semi-fascism. Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. He said the words, hate MAGA Republicans. He said the word.
Okay. Hate MAGA Republicans.
Okay, clearly I didn't.
Situations like this is why I'm so glad I have my own research doc for this stuff.
So yeah, I didn't like the video, so it's not in my likes. I don't know why I wouldn't have liked the video.
Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans have made their choice to go backwards, full of anger, hate, and division. Is that what you're saying? Is that the one you're talking about?
Repeat it.
Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans have made their choice to go backwards, full of anger, violence, hate, and division.
Yeah, that's the speech. But he says the hate further down. It was close to the end. But that is the speech. Okay, we're at the right speech. Now, in that speech, after giving this wonderful unity quote at his inauguration, he goes and he slams the MAGA Republicans, whatever they are, right? In this rally speech that is supposed to be unifying, right? He's supposed to be the president for all Americans. Yet he goes out.
I wouldn't say that. This was at a DNC rally. It was a DNC rally.
Because Joe Biden said, I'm not going to be a Democrat president or Republican president. I don't see red states or blue states. He clearly sees it.
No, he's talking. No, as someone who voted for him, that's crap. He is definitely more Democratic than
we know that already.
Yeah,
he clearly didn't know it, but we know it. John R. Drake.
I mean, he literally if it's true that he said that, then he contradicted himself because he said
John R. Drake. If you found it, can you send me the link to it? Can you send me the link and I'll put it on here?
I mean, just so I could lay more context here, I'm not the biggest fan of Biden. I think Biden should be primaried.
That's what it is. He said, I don't respect MAGA Republicans. I said hate. It's I don't respect MAGA Republicans. And then he said that we should show respect and love for everyone. Then he turns around and says, I don't respect MAGA Republicans. That's the word. Okay. Respect is the word, not hate. Same thing, though, right? I don't respect MAGA Republicans.
You could dislike someone but not hate them.
That's radical. That is divisive. That does the complete opposite of what he's supposed to be doing, right? Let's go here.
I respect conservative Republicans. I don't respect these MAGA Republicans. Okay.
That's the problem. Because the majority, right, of the what's the word I'm looking for? Republican Party are what you would consider MAGA Republicans.
I would agree with that.
That's what the majority is.
Yeah.
And so,
well, the majority of the Republican Party,
right?
It is the majority of the Republican Party, but that doesn't mean it's the biggest majority. Okay. Clearly, in 2020, we saw that.
We got it. We got it right here. Shout out to John R. Drake for sending it. Right, John.
What did she?
What a great guy. Actually, he's not a great guy. He's a Democrat, a radical far left Democrat. John R. Drake. We gotta get him.
Wait. So you're saying that Biden is not promoting unity, and yet you're doing the? It's kind of like you're calling the black kettle pot black, like type.
Biden joins other Dems and says he does not respect these MAGA Republicans. People, he doesn't respect these MAGA Republicans.
Yeah.
From Fox News, by the way. From Fox News.
You might be asking yourself,
what is
can
this?
You actually create high-quality live
streams? What is this? Yes, I can, because I'm using it right now. Now get away.
Ad blocker is a really good thing.
To you, John.
Right.
Today, the president let up on his rhetoric about ultra MAGA Republicans, at least until he got in front of electrical union workers. And then he really went off talking about the economy and trying to tie the GOP to all of this. He claimed that a Republican-controlled Congress would be worse for your wallet. But earlier today, he sent his deputies to TV interviews to tell Americans that he knows how you feel. April's inflation data is out, and it's worse than expected, although slightly better than March.
You do see the slowdown, so that's better than bad news. But I'm a little hesitant to call it good news because we don't know, of course, where it's going to go in the next few months.
Consumer prices accelerated 8.3% in April.
There we go.
Consumer product prices were 8.3%. But the dangerous ultra MAGA Republicans are worse for your wallet, people.
Down from 8.5% the month prior, cooling for the first time in months, but still higher than the 8.1% Dow Jones economists predicted. Core inflation stripping.
But the Republicans are the bad guy. Look at this guy.
Well, this is a worldwide. Well, here's the thing. This is a worldwide problem.
Extreme MAGA philosophy is like semi-fascism. Calling someone a fascist simply based on their belief.
I mean, I don't know if you want to admit this, but if you look at the stats and look at the just general data, inflation is happening around the world, whether it be in conservative countries, liberal countries, what you consider far left countries, whatever. It's happening around the world. I don't know. And because of that, I don't feel like it's fair necessarily to blame Biden for that when it's a worldwide economic problem. Because, I mean, you would agree that our economy is the most globalist it's ever been. Would you agree?
No, I wouldn't actually. John said, John, I got you, John.
Is he joining us?
He's going to be joining us. Guys, we're going to have John Drake on here. Now, it's funny because when he was supposed to do an interview with Attentive Affairs, I drug him through. I was like, the guy's never on time. You're never going to get the guy. Give up. And now I got the guy. That's a shot fired.
I mean, he's in California, right? He's probably on that, you know what? I mean, right? I am. I'm a progressive.
But now what we're about to see here is that's 2 Democrats on my stream.
Right? Hey, what you think of that? So, the free exchange of information.
I am still the top G. Isn't that what they call them?
The top G. Yes, the top G.
Right? Of the stream. None.
I better not say more than that, or else you might get censored.
Right. We already went against John R. Drake in a debate. And personally, I think I won that. So I mean,
you can think what you like. I don't know what the debate was, but
it was an abortion debate. I personally think I won that. Right. So we're gonna let John Drake come on here before we really move forward, so he doesn't miss anything. But awesome. The guy, I mean, you can't defend Biden.
Wait, you mean like generally, or on what specific things?
On this on the economy, it's not a defensible situation. It just isn't. It's not.
So how do you think he should solve it then? What do you think?
Well, we're gonna let John R. Drake come on in and
awesome.
Settle.
Can't wait to meet this guy.
All right. So I'm just gonna go off and towards Doug and say yes, a lot of countries around the world are struggling from inflation, but also many of the countries that are quote unquote suffering from inflation, a lot of those prime industries like oil, energy, food, or any sort of real vital industry that affects the daily lives of people are often subsidized by the state, meaning that when inflation is high and when these companies run at a loss, they keep prices down so that these countries, so that the people of these countries are not suffering from these heightened prices. In the United States, we do not do that. So as inflation goes up and as inflation gets worse, the American people feel a lot more brunt of inflation. And so I thought it was kind of a coping argument. That's kind of like why I came in here.
I mean, I'm not no communist. I'm a business major. But from what I will say, are you trying to argue that there's a lack of price controls in the U.S.?
No, I think the issue is that there are not enough safety nets to prevent people from having to spend more money when it comes to inflation. And so like if you were to have more state-run industries, or at least have a more safety nets within things like oil, within things like food, or energy, the population necessarily wouldn't have to be paying all these prices up front. Mm-hmm. That would usually tend to fall back onto the state.
So what you're saying is Biden can be doing more to help with the inflation crisis. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, a lot more. He can definitely.
Then I would fully agree with that. I'm just saying that he's not. The economy is not as bad as he's saying it is. Of course, it's not the best economy. Gas prices are still relatively high.
Yeah,
and we still have a cost of living crisis. I mean, I think before the pandemic, about 80% of people were underemployed. With inflation, I can imagine that number has only gotten higher. So
no, I would also argue that I think that under the Trump economy, while things like stock market and overall wages were generally a lot higher, under the Biden administration, I would also say that quality in terms of being able to get jobs that are more higher paying and more industrial are also less existent because the recovery has been so slow. That's not to give Trump any credit for like creating that boom, but I am blaming Biden for not doing enough to get us out of it.
Right there, I want people to notice what just happened. The guy Biden could do so much more, and he lists all of his grievances. But these people, they have Trump derangement syndrome. No one said anything about Trump in it. But of course, I don't give Trump any credit for anything, of course.
Well, no.
They always got to bring. What does Trump have to do with this? He's not your president, remember?
No, I get that. But a lot of the
lies voted the man out, and now we're facing the consequences of it. That's why we gotta save America.
Okay.
And it's scary. It's scary, John. It's scary.
Okay.
You're running for political office, correct?
Yes.
And you know what's scary? Is people are gonna go out and vote for this man.
I think I would vote for this guy.
That's the problem. Right?
What, that we have a party that wants to help people, like you said?
People like John Drake, no offense, no hate.
You're fine.
Great guy. Shouldn't even get 1% of the popular vote. They shouldn't. The fact that he even polled in the governor's recall debate still haunts me. I still have dreams of numbers in my head of him polling. The fact that if you knew Larry Elder's name, you also saw his. That scares me. And I met Larry Elder. Larry Elder told me out of his own mouth, I remind him of a younger him. That was Larry Elder's words to me. The fact that John Drake, do I need to pull up his merch from when he ran for governor? Do I need to do it? Because I can't. And he's laughing because he knows what it was.
It was submissive and breedable merch.
That's so fucking funny.
That's the problem. That's the new wave of Democrats. People get out and vote red. Get rid of every Democrat in office. I've gotten all these different screens that I'm trying to look at right now because people need to see the eye-to-eye message. If we get people like John Drake in office, politics turns into some silly playpen, and we don't need that.
Well, I think. Well.
I like how you're trying to take the high ground here. It's really funny.
Okay. Going back to what the whole San Francisco thing was, because that's initially why I wanted to get in here, to sort of get us back on track instead of whatever this was. My whole thing that I want to talk about because I live in the Central Coast. I've lived in NorCal and SoCal, and we have a lot of these sort of universal basic income programs where I've lived. For the most part, they tend to be a lot more successful. When you have these UBI programs that are usually no strings attached, non-reportable, what it tends to do is that the vast majority of people, yes, there will be people who take advantage of the money and use it on either drugs or whatever. The vast majority of people are using it to save money for either rent, emergency services, either extra food for whenever those rations run out. And so when San Francisco implemented this program, the reason why it was seen as this huge leap forward is because rent is almost so hard to come by, even for those working full-time jobs, that by having that extra $600, extra $1,000, you're able to be more secure in your position, and you can spend more money on things like food, spend more things on mental health, spend more money on things that helps you live your life in a much easier way in the most expensive state in the country. And yes, we have a lot of problems in this state. A lot of it comes down to that you have an ultra rich class in this state not paying taxes like they need to. And so what our goal as Californians is to be able to lessen the burden of these extremely high costs and giving it back to the people who are feeling this at the most.
All I'm saying is that if you're tired of the policy that you're seeing, then you vote for the opposite party in charge. You vote for the opposite people in charge.
Well, the issue is,
I guarantee you that you're the one that's running for the party that's continuously putting California through this hell loop. Right?
I mean, I'm not going to deny that our party definitely has had its hand in it, but the thing that you're seeing with the next generation of Democrats that are coming in is that we are actively going out to try and fix these problems because we are experiencing these problems, growing up in these problems that the previous generation has created for us. And then what I hear from the Republicans of my generation is this continued idea of doing nothing and making them suffer because they deserve it. And that's not productive. That's not going to fix these issues. And so by being able to lessen the burden, giving more money to people so that they can pocket it and eventually have that money for either a new car, either a new apartment, a down payment, or just having an emergency rainy day fund, that's going to be able to boost the economy. That's going to be able to boost these people's everyday lives. We are continuously seeing an increase and an uptick in homelessness because of the continued migration of unhoused people from the East Coast, from the Midwest, coming into California, continuously draining the resources that we have. And so sometimes instead of having programs that we have continuously created and funded, sometimes giving those people the money themselves, it has proven to be a lot more effective than just continuously funding programs that cannot necessarily take care of the individualized needs of each person. And we see that happening a lot because
the more you talk, the more it sounds like socialism. And
wait. What's your definition of socialism?
We're getting a lot of people who are commenting socialism as well. I see y'all, especially God and Patriotism, AG Gold, right? I see y'all. This comment says, why can't you just increase your self-worth and make the money? Reading one book a month in your field of work for a year will put you in the next tax bracket. That's statistic. This is coming from someone who grew up on welfare in the projects. Thank you, AG Gold.
I think the issue here in California, the issue here in California especially isn't that it's... One more time.
The issue is that people are lazy and they don't want to.
Do you have wait. Do you have statistical proof that people are lazy? Because this is what I was talking about earlier. You have almost no statistical proof to back up what you're saying, and that's the problem that I have with the Republicans. I am not necessarily against the existence of the Republicans, but that's the problem you guys have.
Okay, time out.
Even said, why would I do something?
Wait. This isn't even necessarily about statistics at this point. It's more about being able to provide people with dignified lives. You can be able to make $1,100 a month and pay an $800 rent, but that doesn't mean that you're living a life full of quality, a life with dignity. That barely means that you're barely making it, because you still have food, utilities, gas. And so the goal for us is to create a life in which you can thrive and succeed and not have to stress every single day and every single minute. Like, for example, right now, I am a full-time college student. I work 3 jobs in order to pay my rent.
Reed Cooper in the building. We love Reed. Reed, be looking out for a tag tomorrow. Something big is about to happen tomorrow.
And as wages continue to remain stagnant, and they're not going up as inflation and goes up, as the cost of living goes up, as prices continue to soar. The issue is that it's not necessarily that easy to, let's say, like, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. It becomes more of an impossibility because those wages are not changing. And as those wages are not changing, that means things like education become less attainable. Things like housing become less attainable. Things like transportation in places like, let's say, Modesto, where public transportation isn't necessarily the best, that means getting to your job isn't necessarily attainable. And so what we're thinking about, at least within the newer generation, is that these systemic problems have caused so many issues in California that we need to really step back and look at a bigger picture rather than being like, oh, this person's lazy. Because while one person may be lazy, there are 10 people who just want to be able to provide a better life for themselves and their family. And so by painting a broad brush like that, you are absolutely...
Here's the problem. One bad apple spoils the whole bunch. Right?
That's a very interesting quote.
But
now,
these but these are people. These are not apples. These are people. These are not apples.
This idea that, just because some of them are lazy doesn't mean all of them, so we should still be on the positive. That goes strongly against some of the democratic slang that we heard in the past, such as ACAB. All cops aren't bad. But because there were a few bad ones, we associated them all. Well,
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Because there are a few lazy ones.
The UBI UBI program in San Francisco.
Federal government money, state government money going to anyone that doesn't need it. They're just strictly lazy.
The UBI fund, in San Francisco had a success rate of 2/3 of people being able to provide better lives for themselves. I just want to say that.
The money.
2/3 of the people in the San Francisco program that were offered UBI ended up actually improving their conditions a lot better, whether it was emotionally, physically, or financially. And so while some apples may remain bad, even though we're not talking about apples, we're talking about people. That was 2/3 of people who got off that program and were able to better provide for themselves and their families.
Now, this is what I want. This is what I want to look at. The UBI was giving how much?
It depends. You have some like mercy money, which was around $650 a month, plus food stamps, or transportation costs, or some
$50 a month.
$650 a month, depending, because these are all sponsored. These are all sponsored. These UBI programs right now are co-sponsored by the state and private industries that and private nonprofits.
Y'all hear this, right? $650 a month.
That dude. Have you been in the real world? That's nothing, bro. I work at a local fast food restaurant in my area, get paid $14 an hour. I get paid $14 an hour. I cannot live off that.
You're not homeless.
And I make more per week than that.
Do that. They don't have to do anything.
The vast majority of these people who are the vast majority,
absolutely nothing.
The vast majority of the people receiving these funds, the vast majority of people receiving these funds are not necessarily all homeless. They are low income, to very low income.
Going to go. This is why I say we can't put people like John Drake into the federal government.
Why? Because he got mad?
Because when he gets into, they bring a policy like the UBI federally. That's the stuff that happens. Now, because you don't make a certain amount of money or you're homeless, you're getting $650 a month.
I just have a quick question. Do you mind if I ask a quick question?
When it goes federal, that money goes up a lot more. No, you don't like John Drake.
Doug, say what you're gonna say.
No. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask Mr. Texas Independent here.
Baby MAGA. Baby MAGA.
I have to ask. So, are you saying that if we elect Democrats, that we will get a UBI policy?
This is the none.
Thank you, D. Thank you.
Shout out to D. Let's go.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What a queen.
What a queen. I know, right?
Okay, no. AG Gold. The what do you call it? The average range that people were on these programs in San Francisco were around 6 months. So most people.
Someone do the math. Alexa, what is 650 times 6?
650 times 6 is 3,900.
I can't even buy a car with that. That's nothing.
$3,900.
But considering that homelessness itself, time out. Considering that homelessness costs people in these cities around $50 billion every single year, that's actually less money that we're spending cleaning up the streets, trying to stop property damage, trying to stop crimes, and so it's actually a win-win situation for not just the people but the cities themselves.
Wait! You don't want to address homelessness? Huh? That's interesting coming from a Republican.
Homelessness is still at an all-time high.
Yes. Yes,
So
because
watch this. Because of the soft on crime policy.
What's soft on? Wait. Hold on, John. If I may ask,
you're giving them stuff, great, but why are they still in your streets? They got
to define what you mean by. Sorry.
Time out. Okay, crime is correlated with homelessness, but homelessness doesn't mean crime. So here's the issue. In California, for example, we had an influx of around 5 million people in the past decade, but only 200,000 new housing units were created in that span of time. And so what we're dealing with is a severe lack of housing. And from that lack of housing, you have absolutely inflated prices for housing because housing is in such desperate need of that you have people willing to spend that much money on these homes. And so what does that mean? That means that the price of the average neighborhood, whether it's low income or high income, ends up going up, meaning there's less money that people are able to spend to be able to get into these neighborhoods, meaning more people are on the streets. And because California is warm and sunny most of the time, people from the Midwest or from the Northeast, when rather than spending their homeless days in the winter, they would come to California and stay here because it's a lot easier for them to survive out here. And so and there's even been statistics and articles about places like Texas straight up giving one-way bus tickets to unhoused people to come to California because that lessens the burden on their system. It puts more burden on our system. And so while we are getting rid of homelessness, we still keep receiving unhoused people because of that issue.
California, 1/5 of the California population is homeless, right? 1/5. They have these programs in effect that's paying them $650 a month, free phone, and food stamps. Now, how many bills does the average homeless person have to pay? There's two of you here.
Like phone bills and that sort of stuff. Well, like there's no insurance, but that doesn't really matter. Food out here, so like a gallon, like a gallon of milk is gonna be like $4.95. If you're in the Bay Area, you're looking around $6-7.
Well, why would you, if you're homeless, you wouldn't buy a gallon of milk because you have nowhere to put
Well,
it?
I'm just saying, in general, food prices are not cheap.
You don't have a bill to pay, right? You don't have a bill to pay. You're getting a free phone. You have none. Now, what can you go do with this $650? One, you can do what AJ Gold suggests and spend that money to help improve their skills in the marketplace and actually be and go to work and do things. Or they can go out and buy the things that. Hold on, Trish. I'm going to read your stuff in a minute. DJ Parker, if you want to come on, DM me. I'll send you the link. Right? So you could. I lost my train of thought here. Right? So $650.
The vast majority of these people are not homeless, though. That's the whole issue. They're low income to severely low income.
About the homeless right now.
I know, but that's like a very minimal statistic compared to the vast majority of people who are.
That's what I was talking about. They can put that money to help improve their skills in the marketplace.
What does that mean? Do you want to increase like spending on education? What does that mean?
No, if someone gives me $100, actually. Someone did give me $100. Ask me what I did with that $100. Ask me. Come on.
What did you do with that $100?
Thank you so much. So when I got the $100, I went and I bought books with it. Non-fiction books created by authors who I align with. One of them being Donald Trump, The Art of the Deal. I went off and bought me some constitutions. Right. I went off and I bought me another book by Don Jr. Right? And those go towards the marketplace that I want to be in. Politics. And of course, I actually still have some of the money left that I don't know what I want to do with it. Right? But it's going to go towards something that improves my skills in the political world. I was thinking about buying something for the show, the podcast, to put it on, so it makes everything look better, right?
But that's non-fungible. That's non-fungible in California.
Right?
That will literally do nothing.
One second, John Dre, right? That put money towards the marketplace, right? That was what I mean. You take,
but it doesn't improve your situation. That's a terrible example because it doesn't improve. It doesn't improve the real situations of almost becoming homeless or being homeless in California. That's the whole issue.
John. Wait. To be fair, I think he might be on our side here because I think he's arguing for a tuition-free community college and tuition-free trade schools. I think that's what he said.
Well, because
I'm so glad we got him to agree with us.
Doug,
there we go.
Okay. Baby MAGA.
Let me address what you just said real quick.
I would
say take that money, you put it to the side, and you save it up, and that's how you pay for your college in that situation, not tuition-free. Because the moment that you make something like that tuition-free, the value of the diploma starts to drop. We already know that. If everybody's
high school education is completely worthless because it's free.
How many high-paying jobs can you get with just a high school diploma?
Bill Gates. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
Good example.
How many true high-paying jobs can you get?
And that's the issue right now. And that's the issue. And so many young people were fed this idea, just get a degree. And so you have an older generation that basically killed the degree for us. And so now for those of us who need to achieve an even higher education to be able to compete in that marketplace, we have to be in debt hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to be able to even try and make money. That's the whole issue here.
I want to poll my audience here real quick. Should I bring on another Democrat? Because that's who wants to come on. I thought this was maybe a conservative, but should I bring on another Democrat?
I mean, you could bring on another Republican. I wouldn't care.
Well, no, I'm going based off of who's asking. Do I do it? Someone say clown, right? I don't know if I should do this.
NFTs.
Oh my God!
You put this
I'm going to follow all of these people after this because this is ridiculous. I shouldn't be following 3 Democrats.
But I mean, in general, I would say that you should take that money aside and use it on a skill. But the issue is this: like, if you want to use a skill to make something like welding, if you want to do something like welding, the issue has become that you need massive certifications, which cost thousands of dollars, and so you still need that money in order to save up for those certifications, and so that's become.
You're getting $650 a month. You're homeless. You don't have any bills, and you're getting free food. What's the harm in saving that to putting it to the side? What harm does that do? Absolutely none. You're right. It does.
Because the vast majority of the people who are taking this money are not necessarily homeless. A lot of them are just low income, just severely low income, and it's like one person maybe out of like 50 is like literally homeless, but the rest are struggling to keep their place, keep their car, stay living. That's like literally the whole issue.
So DJ, I'm a little confused because you have the pronouns of he, she, and they.
They're open about their gender identity. Be proud of that.
Just give me a second to ask about what confuses you about those.
Are you what am I supposed to refer to you as?
Either. All right, whatever you want. Aside.
All right. Okay. We're moving on. Now.
Democracy, man.
Now. We don't live in a democracy.
So are you not confused anymore?
Oh, you admit it. Oh, that's nice.
We live in a republic. I've always
we live in an oligarchic autocracy. That's what we live in.
My God.
My guy. There we go.
You can't win for losing with these people. You can't. My pronouns are I am a Trump. So
what
we see on multiple instances where the government stops paying, right? Because let's be true to ourselves. Even Farrakhan had to give Ronald Reagan props. Even Farrakhan had to do it because when you look at communities most affected by government assistance, it's the minority community. Hispanics are the top users of government assistance, and African Americans are second. When these things were taken away, it caused them to work just a bit harder. They earned just a bit more money, and their tax dollars weren't as high because they weren't having to pay for this. So they did a bit better, right? Farrakhan even had to admit it and gave Ronald Reagan props for what he did. Now, here's what I'm sensitive to. When you have this government assistance, people start to lean on it and rely on it for everything. Now, I'm going to make a comparison here. I'm on crutches. Many people don't know that. But as of right now, I'm on crutches. And whenever I'm standing, I have learned to just lean on them as a reliance. And that whenever they're not there, my posture is normally up. This is normally how I sit. Shoulders back, chest out, stomach in. That's normally how I sit. But these crutches, they're breaking the tendency to now where I slouch over when I'm on them, things like that. Right? I'm getting lousy. The moment they are taken away from me, after I've had to rely on them for 8 hours a day at school until I get back home, I find myself having to struggle with sitting up. But it forces me, thank you, God and patriotism, it forces me to refit. Right? Sandy, I love you.
But you have crutches. That's the whole thing. You have crutches to help you while you need the help.
It's going... One second. When the crutches are taken away, I got to learn to prop myself up. 1 second, quiet. Right? You got to learn to prop yourself back up. That's what I'm struggling with now. Right? Because when the government always is one to assist, the people are leaning on it. The moment you take it away, they're not going to fall over. They're just going to have to learn to prop themselves up, which we see happen in a lot of cases. People are propping themselves up.
So how long have you been on crutches?
I've been on crutches ever since I got back from CPAC.
How long was that?
CPAC ended August 6th. I went to the hospital that...
You've been on the crutches for about...
I've been on the crutches since August 9th.
Okay, my birthday. Fantastic. So you've been on the crutches for a little under a month, right? How can we define a specific point at which you should be expected not to need the crutches anymore? How do we know at X weeks you can walk?
D. Wilson, you're amazing. You're beautiful. You're an amazing person. I'm not going to say why. I know you're a beautiful and amazing person because people already know who you are. They already know who you are. You're an amazing person, right? Now, I don't know. I honestly don't know when I'll be off the crutches. I've heard 6 months. I've heard a year. I've heard 2 years. I don't know. Right?
And so just to sort of move on with that question, right? Wouldn't it make the most sense that however long you need those crutches for you to feel comfortable walking on your own again, you should deserve to have them, right?
Yes. And the moment that I no longer need them, someone like D. Wilson needs to take them from me because that's exactly what she's going to do. That's my mother. Take them from me.
So I sort of mostly agree with that, but I think you're sort of embedding a certain point in that, which isn't explicitly said. So how do I know when we should take the crutches from you, right? So if you're saying after like 2 months, right, that like say September, whatever 9th comes around, and you're like, actually, I'm still in pain. I still feel that I can't walk. I need the crutches still, right? Do you think it would be ethical for the doctors to then say, no, you've reached the deadline. We're going to take your crutches away. You can't walk anymore. Just figure it out on your own. Do you think that would be the best thing to do if you're still not comfortable walking on your own?
Damn.
So if the doctor tells me right now, hey, you can walk, you're fine. And I say, well, doc, you know, when I take a step, doc, I still have a little pain, doc. But the doctor says, no, but you're fine. You can bet your bottom dollar that I'm throwing those crutches down because I hate them. So the question is, it's horrible to put them to. I hate them. I can't stand the things, right? So, of course, I'm going to throw them down. But my thing is, there is a certain point where the government has to say, okay, wait a second. We're giving you all this assistance, and you constantly mess up. So you're not really gaining anything from it. You're just using us. So we're going to take them. Abuse is one reason it should be taken. and you're no longer in the situation you were in.
Well, here's the thing. You said yourself that you don't want to be on those crutches forever, so you voluntarily leave.
If he fails to do physical therapy and make the necessary appointments to get better, they should absolutely take them away.
Okay, so just to clarify, you think
That's a
that
hard statement, though. So I mean, hey, but
right, like we should take away crutches away from people that still need, just because they haven't fulfilled their personal responsibility enough.
Right. If you
I'm actually going to chime in. I'm going to chime in. May I chime in?
Go ahead.
I actually agree with this idea that parasitism is kind of like a drain on any sort of system. I don't think that we should just be giving free passes to anyone and everyone. But I think at the same time, I think that if someone needs assistance, we shouldn't be so stringent in trying to provide it like a lot of Republican policymakers try to do. And that's the whole thing, is that the issue is that we're taking the human out of a lot of these policies, and when that happens and we just stick to lines, then someone's personal needs are not taken into account, and when that happens, then the whole sort of policy sort of falls apart from the seams. And that's where you have failures in homeless programs. That's where you have failures in rehabilitation programs, and people wonder, oh, why doesn't this program work? Well, it was because you designed it on lines and numbers, and you didn't design it based off of the needs that the person requires.
Now, I want to read a comment here that's on Instagram, so I can't show it on here. It says, here's the thing. People are not trying to get better. They get complacent with what they're being given, and they don't try to get out of that situation because they know they're going to get that check every month. That's the problem.
Okay, I work as an unhoused people's people's activist and a housing policy director for an unhoused nonprofit. So, like, from the stories I have listened to, and from the people I have worked with, and from the events I have attended, I have learned stories firsthand, and that is 90% of the time untrue. Most people want to be back up and on their own feet. Most people are trying to get by. Most people are trying to do what they can in order to succeed and thrive for themselves. Are they doing
necessary steps to do it, though? That's the question that everyone wants to know.
The question isn't the necessary steps. The question is do they have the ability to take those steps? And a lot of the time there are so many hurdles in the way.
So right here, this is a Marxist agenda, people.
Wait, hold on. You keep going between socialist and Democrat.
This is Marxism. This is each according to his needs, according to his ability, whatever the saying is. That's Marxism.
Wait, when
that
John
is liar. He is a liar. I agree. Someone said John Drake is a liar. We already know he's a liar. John Drake is probably one of the biggest con artists I've ever met while I've been in politics. Ran for governor, somehow got it. Now he's running for what, state assembly or something? The guy, he knows how to make a dime. I'm not going to even lie about that. He knows how to get his name sung.
He knows his way around policy.
The issue is that a lot of people don't necessarily have the ability to move up because there are so many hurdles in the way, whether it's through either straight up bureaucracy or through the inability of the area that they're or through the accessibility of the locations they're in. That's simply the case and the fact.
This is the agenda, people. This is their agenda. Marxism. Pay attention. Y'all are watching.
Okay, can I give the...
Y'all are watching. This is Marxism. They are saying it right here that they're going to take your money and give it to someone, right?
Can I give you the
according to his ability, according to his needs. They are admitting it right here.
Let him grandstand, don't worry.
Can I give you the anti-Marxist liberal agenda?
You're not giving it to me. You're trying to give it to them because I'm set in my ways.
Who's that?
Clearly.
The viewers, the people watching.
Okay, well,
you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, and you're on Instagram. You're on 3 different platforms all at one time. You didn't even know it.
So I'll say this much. I think that when it comes to an individual person, I'm perfectly willing to say, listen, you can't just blame all of your problems on the institution. You have to do yourself. You have to get your house in order. You have to stand up straight, etc.
And if he cannot get his house in order, it should burn down. He shouldn't have.
So if you have a messy house, it should burn down.
Malcolm X quote. They didn't get
dude. Well, some of the most successful people have come from disillusioned places.
I'm sorry. If all three of the lefties are talking all at once, no one lefty is going to get to respond to what Baby MAGA says. So let me just respond really quickly. Okay. So I think
1 second, people. 1 second, because I this is overwhelming, right? This is 1 second, people. We're gonna go to a wonderful commercial break because I am sick of it. I tell you, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it right now.
I was just trying to make a point. It's okay.
Bro, that was such Hunger Games vibes.
I love that.
That was
funny.
Beautiful and tasteful.
So first off, I don't know if y'all noticed, but if y'all pay 1 second, DJ, if y'all pay attention to all the intros that I make, there's a video of me drinking out of a cup, and there's this guy making this horrendous argument. That guy's John Drake, by the way.
Stop.
The guy's John Drake. He's in both of the intros, so congratulations. Just look into both of the intros of the show. It's one of my favorite videos. Everyone at school remembers me by either the truck guy or the mug guy, and you made the mug guy a thing. Look at that. He's making people famous.
Nice.
But DJ, go ahead.
Based. Oh, I think they went.
Sorry about that. I returned. Okay, so it's hard to remember exactly what we were talking about before.
That was the point of the.
But basically, the point that I was trying to make regarded sort of how, like, in the same way that you don't know exactly when your crutches will be taken off, and you kind of, if you need your crutches, you kind of need them. You said
I don't do the necessary requirements to get off of them, then they should absolutely take them, and I should have to go buy my own.
So
I don't want to adhere to their rules.
Was right about
necessary steps to get off of them, then take them and make me go buy my own.
As I was right about to say, you said that if your you said that if your doctor wanted to take them away from you because your doctor considered that they were not necessary anymore, you would allow them to do that. But the way that they diagnose whether the crutches should be taken away from you in the first place, does that not rely on your own self-reporting of your condition? Is there diagnosis of whether you should take your crutches or not?
If I go to the doctor and they're saying, all right, we're going to start you on physical therapy, we're going to do all that, I'm like, actually, I don't want to do the physical therapy. I don't want to do this. I just want to stay on the crutches. And I want everyone else to pay for them. Then absolutely the doctor should say, no, we're going to take them away. And then make me go buy my own with my own money, with my own time.
I don't think...
And I can be self-reliant. I can be hard-headed on my own.
First of all, I don't think that's how the medical system works today.
I think we're not using this as a medical. We're still using this as federal government money as well. We have to make them connect.
That's ironic. California funds the majority of federal money.
Well, so
the second, John Drake. Congratulations.
Sorry, I don't think the question of federal funding of
actually because he said that 1 second.
I don't think the question of federal funding of healthcare is relevant to the question of whether or not your crutches and the degree to which you depend on them should be dictated by an outside source. So I think that, for example, when a doctor tells you whether or not you need your crutches anymore, they're basing that fundamentally off of your self-reporting of your own condition. They're going to ask you questions like, are you still feeling a lot of pain? What's your pain scale of 1 to 10? Are you still having problems using like non-crutch, putting weight on the leg and stuff? They're going to interview you first, and when they know enough about your self-reported condition, they're going to give you a diagnosis based off of that. And so the doctor is there to put expertise into your own self-reporting, but the doctor is never going to say something entirely antithetical to what your condition is. The doctor is never going to be like, no, you may need the crutches. Who gives a fuck? I'm going to take them away. You don't get them anymore. Do it yourself. The doctor is only going to take your crutches away if they know, hey, you as a patient, you've progressed fine enough in your physical therapy, and you're going to be able to work on your own without the crutches. The doctor may be slightly more educated in making that decision based off of what you self-report, but it's always going to be based off of what you self-report. So you're always playing a role in the doctor's diagnosis.
That's not true. Right here, I like this comment. It's like workers' compensation. As long as you're in physical therapy, you get paid.
You don't get paid for being in physical therapy.
1 second. It's like workers' compensation. Right? If you get injured on the job, or you get injured, as long as you're still doing the physical therapy, you're doing the necessary things to get better, to get back to work, you're going to get paid. Once you stop doing what is necessary to get better and get back to work, they report it to your employer, your workers' compensation payments stop. You're still hurting, you're still in pain, right? But you're not doing what's necessary.
May I ask?
Money is going to stop.
May I ask something?
Who said that?
Me, John.
Oh, you're okay. I'm like you're my okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I guess I moved up here somehow. So does that mean we are literally measuring the value of a human by the labor they can put out? Because I think it's much deeper than that. If the only reason why
wait a second, because you value a human based on the labor that they put out. If someone is self-reliant on their mother, you don't even consider it a human being. You want to kill it. We had this discussion already. We already know who won that, right? So we don't want to go there again, do we, John? We don't want to do that.
Okay. If I can just talk about physical therapy a little bit more before we go on to like a completely...
That's how you shut them down, baby.
I just want to before we go on to a completely unrelated question about the value of labor and how we determine it. I just want to answer this D. Wilson question. So it's like, so I'm not talking about a company that you're employed at compensating your physical therapy financially. I'm talking right now about the relationship between how much you need a specific crutch or incentive to get better and your actual progress in getting better. So D. Wilson right now is talking about if I'm in physical therapy, regardless of what my actual results are, as long as I'm doing the physical therapy, and as long as I'm okay, well now the message went gone because somebody else talked again. But anyway, as long as you're in physical therapy, your company is going to compensate you because they don't actually know what's going on in your treatment. They know that as long as you're enrolled in the statutory function of physical therapy, that you're still doing what's necessary for you to be reemployed into the company and start doing work again, right? What I'm talking about is how you actually progressing in your treatment and being able to move and walk on your own again without crutches relates to how your doctors take your self-reporting and turn it into a diagnosis and turn that into a treatment.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about.
The moment that I decline to do any of the help to get better, to get off of the crutches, so that's the moment they should take the crutches.
Well,
I'm going to do the work to get off of them, or I'm not going to do the work to get off of them.
Help.
It equals the exact same ending, getting off of them. Right? We're going to give you the government assistance.
Can we just agree on
you choose to continue to not get a job? If you choose to not go and get an education, if you choose to continue to have babies that you can't feed, then we're going to take you off of welfare. It's that simple. As long as a person wants to sit around, right? I'm gonna use a woman as an example, then I'm gonna use a man as an example, so I don't get called sexist on here and get canceled like Andrew Tate. Now, if you're a woman, right, and you already know you don't have a good paying job, but you continuously go out and you have kids that you know you can't afford, and every time you have one, you want to run to the government for help, that's when the government should say, okay, we're done. We're not going to help you anymore because you know what you're doing at this point. If you are a man and you continuously are going around having all these babies, paying all this child support, and you don't have a job, you can't do nothing for yourself, then you want to go to the government for help, they should absolutely say, no, it's not going to happen.
Do you think that
people you're not doing anything to change your ways?
Do you think that most of the people who register for welfare are the types of people that just don't care and are making endless babies because they just want it? Or do you think that most people who register for welfare are the types of people who just need a little extra incentive and push to be able to?
I think everyone who applies need that extra incentive and need that push, but how many of them are actually getting the push?
Okay, right? Well, talk about increasing the percentage of people.
A lot of people walk around as if they have a sprained ankle.
Talk about things like housing.
They all act like they have a sprained ankle, and you tell them go ahead and make the jump, but they're I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Oh, I don't have the education. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do. There's always an excuse. There's always going to be an excuse.
And this is what I was trying to talk about earlier.
You are the one who declined to take it.
So this is what I was trying to talk about earlier when you cut me off for the commercial. And so what I'm talking about is we can say on an individual level, you have to do your own thing. You have to fix it for yourself because nobody else is going to fix it for you. Nobody else is going to be there to carry you through your life and do things for you. I understand and agree with that sentiment.
Okay, so there's a great question on Instagram. How long do you, this is a question from the audience.
On an individual level, you have to deal with your own responsibility. But on a system level, on a large scale level, there are certain disadvantages that get systemically created, and we should work to try to close those gaps in between different demographics of people. So I can say simultaneously, on an individual level, you have to deal with all of your own responsibilities. And on a group level, we should try to make it easier for people to deal with their own individual responsibilities. I can say both.
Someone says, how long do you think we should take care of people on welfare?
However long they need it. That's the whole thing.
That's the problem. As long as you keep saying, oh, take however long you need, they're going to take exactly how long they need.
So you have a problem with helping homeless people?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I think that's the conclusion we're getting here, John. I think he's against helping homeless people.
Now you're strawmanning the argument. You're strawmanning the argument. I have a problem in helping people who don't want to help themselves. That's where the problem comes in.
But you're willing to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You're willing to throw out the baby with the bathwater.
I know plenty of people who are on welfare, but they are working, right? They are working hard to gain money. They are working hard to get off of the welfare system. They're not okay with just sitting there.
And that's
meanwhile, you have people who sit around and they flaunt that they are on welfare. They are proud to be on welfare.
Wait.
Those are the people that I want to get off of welfare because they sit in there and they wallow in their own pity using some stupid excuse because they know that there are still going to be people like the three of you who are okay with helping them for the rest of their lives, who are okay with helping them.
Okay, so you're telling me that I'm strawmanning you and you're strawmanning us? That's so funny.
You just said however long they need, and as long as they continue to say they need, you're going to continue to give. This is why I said I never vote someone like this into public office because it's ridiculous at this point.
Patrick Jr.
It's pathetic. That's what it is. It's honestly pathetic. Good God.
Patrick Jr. I think everyone on this call can agree that if there is a person in society who says, I'm just going to take money, I'm not going to contribute at all, I'm not going to try to get better at all, I'm done doing that, I just want to take money infinitely until the day I die. I agree. I think everyone here on this call agrees we shouldn't support that person. But however, you agreed in what you just said, the majority of people who are on welfare are not those types of people. The majority of people who are on welfare are the types of people that want to get off welfare.
That's
that
not
want
true.
to do better. All of the people that I know that were on welfare at one point also just wanted to help support their families.
I'm going to respond to two things. I'm going to respond to two things. First thing I'm going to respond to is this ignorant comment, because that's what we do. We respond to ignorance over here. OMG, you call yourself a Christian, right? And cannot help your neighbor. Yeah. Here's the first problem.
Base.
I 100% am a Christian nationalist. I'll say that I am a Christian nationalist. And the Bible.
Oh, damn.
Bible,
oh, no.
Right? The Bible does not say that if someone doesn't want to get better, right, that you should continue to help them. No.
It actually says help them unconditionally, no matter what. It actually just says help
everyone. Everyone who was poor in the Bible that got the help, they went to God with faith and they wanted to get out of their situation. No one was going to God
help your neighbor
him and saying, oh, I need this. No, they were serious and dedicated to it. That's why the woman with the issue of blood, all she had to do was touch the hem of his garment, because she had the faith to do it.
Your neighbor is Satan. If your neighbor worships Satan, it is your duty to love your neighbor enough to show them God.
I have never once said that I don't like or don't love someone because of what they worship or what they believe in. But that'll never happen. But at the same time, if my house is burning down and your house is burning down, I have to take care of my own house.
What you have said is that you don't care to help a person that doesn't already have your purpose in mind. My point is that even if they have your purpose in mind, sorry, Patrick, argue.
Can we read this? No, I work in healthcare. There should definitely. This is someone that works in healthcare.
And you can't let me finish.
No, I work in healthcare. There should definitely be a time limit. One second. However, minimal eat.
Sorry, Patrick.
It's just not cutting it. Minimal wage. That's what it means. However, minimum wage is just not cutting it. Maybe some type of vocational schooling, plumbers, electricians, truck driving program is here to help them move along. That's what I said.
Sorry, Patrick. You're interrupting and you can't let me finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If I could just finish.
Go ahead.
So just because your neighbor does not hold the same beliefs as you and is not striving towards the same thing as you does not mean that you don't have to love them anymore. It means that it is your duty to show them God and faith, even if they don't want to be shown. It is your duty to put the effort necessary in to show them and to bring them over. You're not doing that when you're saying they don't want help, so I'm not going to help them anymore. The real Christian would say, they don't want help, I'm going to help them anyway.
That's not what the true Christian would say.
God.
That is not true. If someone didn't want the help of God, God didn't go out and help them. He didn't do that.
He did.
Hold on. No, he did. He did. Love thy enemy. Love thy enemy. That was a direct quote from the Bible. Love.
Wait a second. Give me chapter and verse now. Give me chapter and verse.
Dude, that's like doctrine. Anyway.
Give me chapter and verse.
All right.
That's if we want to talk Bible now, we can talk Bible. We can. Make sure y'all go to standupnow.com.
So I want to say there is no chapter verse for this. This
is
one of the first.
If you're going to quote the Bible, give me chapter and verse. Don't misquote the word of God.
Okay, no, I have it up. Wait. I have it up right here.
Go ahead.
Luke chapter 6, line 27 through 28.
1 second.
But to you,
Luke chapter 6. 1 second. I'm going. I know my book, so I'm going to get there fast.
All right.
Luke chapter 6. I'm already in Luke.
As a Catholic, I respect that.
Really quickly, while you're searching that up, because you haven't actually memorized the Bible verses, I want to say,
what line is it? I'm already there. What line is it?
Love thy neighbor is not a chapter verse situation. It is one of the founding commandments.
No, it is not.
It is one of the 10 commandments. He's right. He's right.
Okay. Well, I have the 10 commandments on my wall right here. So let me look at it.
If you're not going to let me finish, then no one is going to be able to listen to me at all. And you're suppressing free speech. So you have to let me finish. Okay? So what I was going to laughing because you don't want to let me finish. So, love thy neighbor it does not say love thy neighbor if he's also a Christian. It does not say love thy neighbor if he agrees with your moral foundations. It just says love thy neighbor as oneself. You're going to do that if you think they don't deserve it or if you think they do because you're a Christian. If you don't want to do that, you're not a real Christian. That's all I have to say. Are you a Christian? I think that Christian values are good. I don't believe
No. Are you a Christian?
I don't believe metaphysical.
Are you a Christian? That's a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
You're a Christian.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Jay, you told me to pull up Luke chapter 6. I'm in Luke chapter 6. What verse?
27 through 28. But to you who are listening, 27 through 28. But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. And you may have a different version, so we'll have to see.
See, this is why I say always read chapter and verse, right? If he would have gone down just a little more, guess what it says? And unto him that smiteth thee on one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thine cloak, forbid not take thy cloak also. Right here. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy good, ask them not again. Right? So right here, that's all you got to do is read the entire saying. And then he stops.
Give to every man that asketh of thee.
If they ask, give. Nowhere does he say if they don't ask, give. That's not in the Bible. That's never has been. That's called chapter and verse. That's why I don't like when people stop halfway.
So do you
disagree? That's what they do. They stop halfway and they don't want to read the entire verse. But when you read the entire verse, he says, only give to those that ask of it. If they don't ask, then back away.
Well, guess what, though? We're not theocracy, so I believe in helping everyone.
Sorry, John Drake, really quickly, a really simple question for him, and then you can go. Do you think we're giving welfare to anyone that's not applying for it?
So here's my take on that.
So who's getting no.
When you mentioned to love thy neighbor and to not help
no, I'm not
definitely giving. We are giving to people.
You agree with the statement.
We are giving to people who ask for it, but at the same time, we are also giving to people who don't need it.
No, but it's not about. It's not. So the Bible does not say give to those who need it. It says give to thee who asketh for it. So do you?
A millionaire comes ask for welfare. If you want to use that, then I have to be okay with a millionaire being on welfare because they're asking for it, right?
So.
Are you okay with a millionaire being on welfare?
Millionaire asked to be on welfare, we can give them some. If you're in a Christian nationalist, fine. But we also have to give it to poor people.
I mean, we already give welfare to millionaires and billionaires. That's what we do through every recession.
Just to clarify, I don't agree with John Drake. I don't hold the same positions that he does about.
No one can tell. No one can tell. Right. So here's my problem: is you have people who simply just rely on welfare. They don't do anything else. And there needs to be a cutoff. You shouldn't be able to be on welfare for over 10, 15 years.
This sounds like a vendetta.
What percent of welfare recipients do you think are taking it?
What is the average statistic? What is the statistic of the average time someone's on welfare? Someone get that for me. Can someone get that for me? The average time that someone's on welfare.
By the way, it's Matthew 22, 37 through 39. That's thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Okay.
Just please.
Sorry, 1 second. Users receive on average assistance between 1 and 12 months.
That's not true. I'll look it up.
Okay,
Plus, states limit the assistance duration between 2 and 5 years. Also, if I can ask the question that I asked again, that you cut me off while I was trying to ask, what percent of welfare recipients do you think are just taking it and using it on like drugs and shit, versus what percent do you think are actually trying to use it to help their family? Keep in mind, users receive on average assistance between 1 and 12 months. Do you think they're just buying heroin for 12 months and then getting back to their regular life?
So, This is why I always tell people you got to look at the full thing, right?
Look at the full thing.
This is why I tell people that they're not looking at the full thing. We're going to go to census.gov.
So, okay, yeah, let me see. I am looking at a study done by the Census Bureau.
I'm really sorry. Just give
so majority of people
then we'll go
participate 37 to 48 months. Right? 48? And I said the cutoff should be.
Sorry, that's still 4 years. That's still 4 years at most.
So that's my cutoff. Once, okay, so it's at my cutoff. Once you go over that, you got to go.
Okay, you said 10 to 15 years.
Average, yeah, you said 10 to 15 years.
I said it shouldn't be.
I have TANF users.
So my cutoff is going to be way below that because I said that it's ridiculous that people are staying on it for that long.
For how long?
10 to 15 years.
Okay, so you said they shouldn't be staying on it for 10 to 15 years.
So my cutoff date would be 5 years.
Most states limit duration to 2 to 5 years. The longest you found the average recipient is 4 years.
So here's the first problem, right? See, we love to do this. We love math, right? So here's the first problem. When I'm talking about government assistance, we're talking about federal, right? We're not talking about state. And you're looking at state funded. I'm talking about federally funded.
Federal? I have statistics from 2009 to 2012. And again, the max year is 4.
The TAN federal.
Now, one second. Now, so again, my cutoff date is there. Right? Now we have to move forward and look at the people who are lasting longer than that because they are.
Right? Then by that, the logic that we have with the data, which is why data is an amazing thing.
What is the percentage? What is the percentage? Because my percentage
of that stay after 5 years?
Yes.
But let me see. I doubt I could find that data because there's so little people that last more than 5 years.
I would bet it's like 2 standard deviations away from the mean.
It's 38.2. Oh, John Drake. It's 38.2. That's what it is. So 38% of people that are on food stamps are staying on longer than 5 years.
Give me a second.
That is a problem. That came straight from the census.
More than 5 years?
4 years. 4 years.
Can you link that?
Yeah, can you link that, please?
Census.gov/newsroom/blogs. That's random samplings 2015-05. How long do people
wait. Okay, if you want me to type in the URL on my, you're gonna have to say it.
I have it right here. Don't worry. I got it up before he was able to. So what part are you referring to?
So I'm looking at Medicaid, SNAP, and housing assistance.
Medicaid, SNAP, and housing. So you think we should take away health care from poor people is what you're saying?
He says we think we should
When did I say that?
a certain time.
Well, you brought up Medicaid. I'm just asking as a general question.
I never said that.
Okay.
Do you
want to make sure?
think we should limit it to a certain time frame though, right? Patrick? Are you just taking time to think or did you not hear my question?
I heard your question.
Okay. Do you or not think just limit?
That's what I did. I chose to ignore it because I'm not gonna put up with that. We're not gonna.
It's just a clarifying question.
But you know what the answer is.
What's the answer?
Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I can't help you with that.
What's the answer?
Can't help you. Then
my thing is right here. Right. I actually like this. I like that. That's amazing. Right.
If a person, so let me give you, for example, like a little anecdote. I'll say it's an anecdote, an example, and not a real story that I know of, right? Just to give you the benefit of the doubt and to be fair with you. But if I were to give you an example of
it's already not fair. It's
if I were to give you an example of where I think that a welfare recipient for more than 5 years would be okay. How about a person that went to prison for a gang killing, reformed themselves, is trying to get a new job, but is not able to because they have a felony on their criminal record, and is a single father for a daughter that needs to go to school and shit.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for the First Step Act, right?
Okay, Donald Trump's First Step Act was good. What does that have to do?
You don't have to remind us. We know.
What does that have to do with anything else?
Right. So we know. that there is a political party out there.
The father
had elected a president that solved an issue just like that. His name was Donald John Trump. What does that tell you?
Good question. If I can just ask you a question, because if you think about what was actually said in the last minute and a half in this Discord call, it's not Discord, whatever. In this StreamYard call, same thing. What was said was we were talking about recipients of welfare for 5 years or more. And then you randomly decided to bring up Trump's First Step Act, which is not in relation to welfare.
You're talking about prisoners. That's what First Step Act helped prisoners. So that's why
it helped prisoners, but it did not have any bearing on the duration that welfare recipients have welfare for. So if you want to go to a different topic, we can.
You're amazing, Chad.
First, I'd like to finish the question that we were talking about, which was related to the amount of average welfare recipient that a person should be. And so I was initially asking you, do you think we should cut it off at a certain time? And then I was giving you a counterexample. Like, if you think that there's a father who can't get a job to support both him and his daughter economically in 5 years after he gets out of prison for a felony, that he's now changed his soul, he's become a Christian born-again man, he wants to reform, he still can't get a job because he has a felony on his record, so he keeps getting rejected for anything but small-time, part-time jobs. Do you think that he should stop receiving welfare after 5 years just because he hasn't been able to find a job that supports both him and his child? Or do you think that we should give him an extended welfare case?
How do you even measure that, though? Like, that's the whole thing.
Measure what?
Like, how do you even when you even get to that stage where you have to then analyze whether or not this person deserves to be kicked off? That's going to also be extremely complicated to even.
This is how you do it.
I'm
going to ask you a variety of questions, and I just want a yes or no.
We do evaluate interviews for welfare checks.
Excuse me. My turn. Yes or no answers only. I don't need a tap dance, right? You've given us a whole tap dance show the entire time.
If I want to reject the premise...
One second. Yes, well, you can plead the fifth all day long. I could care less.
Just so you know, no, it's
not. One second. All right.
Just pleading. It's not pleading the fifth.
One second. Quiet. I'm going to ask you a question. First question. Just so you want to answer the question, folks.
So you know, Patrick, if the first question you ask me, Patrick, is, do you feel sad that you pooped your diaper yesterday? I'm not going to say yes or no.
Well, why would I do something?
I reject the premise of the question.
Why would I
do something
like that? Right? Why would I do something childish? There's nothing wrong with pleading.
Well, no, I'm just giving you the example.
Right? So,
you can ask it yes or no.
Is that father actively looking for a job?
Yes.
Is that father actively being turned down because of his criminal record?
Yes.
So, here's my solution. Right, God and patriotism, it's ridiculous. The government should step in and continue to help this person.
There we go.
Wait a second.
I agree.
They're actively trying. They are actively working, trying to better themselves. Now, let's say you flip those answers. Is this guy actively looking for a job? Well, he was, and then he gave up. Is this guy's prison past holding him back? That could have been yes or no. Take him off of welfare because he's no longer actively looking. He's no longer actively being productive and trying to figure out a way to better himself.
Do you want to answer for you?
No, I was just saying if you would have flipped him,
we should put the daughter on Social Security, make her like a ward of the state, or put her in foster care or whatever. Take the dad off of social welfare. Tell him you haven't been trying to get better. If you're not going to try now, fuck off.
I wouldn't even go that far. I would not go that far. I would not.
Well, you're a commie.
Okay, John Drake, go ahead. Let the weird, delusional, Marxist candidate from California speak.
But Patrick, do you think?
Let the weird, okay, Marxist candidate from California speak.
Can I wait? I need
wait. Look at that. They're taking John Drake's time, people. This is racist.
Do you want John Drake? Did you want to respond to that directly?
I'm going to respond to that real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
But if you want to respond first, you can.
What is this? Or is this like a tag match?
I mean, I was personally, I was gonna lessen the burden because I need to go take care. I need to go help my Republican friend. You know. We're comrades. We help each other out. So I just want to ask you one more question, because you bring up this word Marxism. And I see this word a lot being spouted out of the mouth conservatives, even to a point where they say more than liberals. It's kind of ironic. In my whole time of living, I don't think I've seen a single conservative be able to define what Marxism and or socialism is. So please, since you seem like you're a bit more well-researched than the average Republican, what is Marxism and or socialism?
Are you asking me why I'm calling John Drake Marxist? Are you asking
no,
me why?
No. It's just a very simple question. What do you consider to be Marxism or socialism?
Depending on why you're asking that question is going to depend on what my answer is. That's why I'm asking.
It's just a basic question.
Are you asking that because I called John Drake a Marxist?
No, I've just heard that. Every time
I've said the word
lots of times to not just John, but to everyone else. I just want to know what you think, what you understand to be Marxism is. That's all I want.
Marxism is the ideology of which communism is surrounded by, or built upon.
Okay. But what about non-Marxist communisms like Gramsciism?
What about market communism or commune communism? You can't even define.
No.
The liberal is going to come.
Marxism. That's what I'm talking.
Everyone's positions all at once.
Creator being named Karl Marx.
These are the
tap dancing. Now they're trying to run little circles around me. I'm going to stop them every time. They're going to trip.
Talk on my behalf now. The reason why I would not have gone that far, because if it was his criminal record that kept him from getting the job, and he sort of eventually gave up after trying because it just wasn't going to work, I would say the state needs to step in and take an even more active role personally with that individual and be like, what else can we do in order to help you with this situation? Because clearly there either wasn't enough regulation in place to be able to protect his rights to be able to get a job and work and be able to provide support for his family. And so I think that, in my opinion, I would not instantly kick him off. I think that the state actually has an obligation to go out of its way in order to help more personally and invest more into that person so that they can eventually get out of that situation. And I would like to hear Doug's take on this, not yours.
You weren't getting
I personally just wanted him to answer the simple question of, so you say that Marxism is built upon communism. That I would say that's not too far off. What would you say communism is? That's all I'm asking. I'm talking to you. Yep.
What was the question?
What's communism?
What is communism? Workers own the means of production.
Workers own the means of production. So what about Drake's argument does that suggest we need to seize the means of production? Like, what does that suggest?
So you are asking why I call John Drake a Marxist?
I'm just asking where you get that suggestion from that because it seems like you have a pretty instated thing in your mind that when you know someone is a socialist. So I just want to know what your intuition is on that.
I hate that I have to say this, but because this guy keeps taking this here, I don't actually think John Drake is a radical Marxist communist.
Wow.
I just called him that.
Amazing.
I don't like him.
Okay, time out. I am a socialist.
So I can call you a racist. Wait, I can call you a racist not because I think you actually have racial discrimination, but because I just don't like you?
No. The difference between that and what I'm doing to John Drake is what I'm doing to John Drake is an actual joke. It's an inside joke among me and other people.
Well, but if it was a joke between me and this man under me, this Josh or whatever his name is,
John Drake.
Absolutely.
If I were to say it was an inside joke that we call each other, actually,
every time I introduce John Drake, I always add a different word in there. I'm going to continue to do it. The guy doesn't deserve any votes in politics. He needs to.
True.
100% believe John Drake needs to get out of politics. I have no problem with saying that. No hate, John Drake. You're probably a wonderful guy. I just don't like you.
I would say the same for you.
Cool. Sandy, I do want to answer Sandy's thing though. But the issue, Sandy, is that like a lot of our prison systems are not built to actually train and help people. In fact, many of our prisons are meant to actually continue to institutionalize those people and those people stuck in the prison system, so that they can either use them for cheap labor or continue funding the private prison industry, which is a real issue, especially in California. And so I would say in reality that should happen, but it's not going to, as long as our justice system remains the way that it is. Anyway,
I just want to say a couple of things. I want to explain the actual lived experience.
I haven't been able to get to these comments.
Go ahead.
All right. So Trish asked, what about this and that? I'm talking about all the people that are on it, and I've been on it for years and years and years and have no desire to get off of welfare. How long do you think those people should stay on? I'm not talking about people that are trying. So she's asking about people who aren't trying. Do y'all have a...
I think the state I think the government and state should honestly focus more on those trying to get off of it than those who are trying to stay on it, because those trying to get off of it are a bigger portion.
So are you saying that if they're not trying to get off of it, then don't pay attention to them, just let them stay on it?
Essentially, that's even what free housing is like.
Oh my gosh. See, this is why I don't like him.
Yeah, this is why I disagree with John Drake. I think that any sensible person would agree there's not a place in society for a person who decides actively not to try to contribute.
That's because John Drake actively doesn't contribute.
Well, John Drake... No, that is uncharitable of you, PJ. John Drake is contributing.
How many names are you going to call me?
He's a law-abiding citizen. He probably doesn't.
How many names are you going to call me?
Going to try to get
Texas Independent to Baby MAGA to Patrick to PJ. I don't even know how you know my name.
I'll call you all different types of things, okay?
That's the problem.
I'll call you Mr. Prudhomme if you'd like.
That's
okay.
How you say it.
I want to redefine. I want to read Marxism and socialism in the eyes of a true liberal. Okay, so
cringe.
True. Marxism is not communism, and
Thank you, Trish. I'm trying my best.
Marxism does not say we should organize the economy in this way or we should do this to capitalism. Marxism says here are some fundamental problems with capitalism that are going to make it eventually collapse and that are going to have to cause the ushering in of a new economic system. Communists came after Marx and they said that's the economic system that's going to come after capitalism, and this is why. Being a Marxist and being a communist are not bidirectionally indicative of each other. They're not true. If you are one, you're not the other. If you are the other, you're not the one. Okay? I would call myself a Marxist. I think I think the tendency of the rate of profit to fall is a true argument. I don't think anyone has the economic wherewithal to dispute that within this call right now. But I do think that when we talk about communism, we're talking about an extremely vague thing. We're talking about a list of possible things, and we're not talking about anything really yet that's going to be able to supersede capitalism. So I would call myself a Marxist capitalist in the sense I think capitalism does have issues that are going to structurally destroy it eventually, but we don't have any better system.
So here's the problem. I get a lot of excuses. Even y'all are seeing excuses on here. Someone even said, Patrick, God bless. Blessings to everyone else. Can't listen to the craziness anymore. I get it. I get it, right? There is a part in me that feels bad for them. I do. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for DJ because I've known DJ for a while, since I've been doing politics.
I feel bad for you too.
And then that's fine. And every time I talk to him, he gets a lot more lost. DJ called himself a moderate in the comment section.
I called myself a Marxist capitalist.
He called himself a moderate. You called yourself a moderate.
A Marxist capitalist.
I can go back up to the comment. That's okay.
Do it. Show me.
I will, son. I will. Right? You have the DJ who Says that I know him. I don't know him from Adam and Eve. But I feel bad for him as well. Because he is going to surround himself with like-minded individuals.
Just to be clear, I am surrounding myself with people like you right now. So you're not a like-minded individual.
Right. And so
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find...
My fear is this. This is where my fear comes in, which is why I've always been okay with bringing DJ on. But there are people like DJ, right, who will not have the discussion. They will not bring it up because they know they're wrong. DJ knows he's wrong as well, right?
I know that I'm not. I know that you're wrong. Yes.
Sure, right. I have nothing there. I can't really argue with that.
I know you don't have. You actually haven't argued anything at all in this discussion.
And every single time that I make a point, what do they say? Well, I agree, but, and they try to find a problem.
So it's not that I agree, but it's that I understand your thought process, but there's something about it that's myopic, and that we can add to it to make it better.
And that's what we need to understand, right?
That is what we need to understand. It's not that you're wrong. It's that your thought process may come from a rational perspective, but that doesn't make it ultimately correct. There's more information you need to understand to have a fully informed perspective.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem right here. Let me finish, man. Let me finish.
I'm done.
You have people, right, who will always try to find something to go against you on. They're not going to be able to say, you know what, I agree. DJ is one of those people. He's always going to have something that he's going to go against me on. If I go outside right now and say the sky is blue, I can guarantee you DJ is going to go in the comment section and try to argue to me that it's not. He's going to try to say it's green. DJ is just one of those kind of people. He's always going to try to find a reason to make me wrong.
Do you think it's possible that I actually disagree with you?
Right? You have progressivism now. We're going to move to progressivism.
Okay, thanks for answering my question.
Adam, the guy, right? But he has apparently debated GCD. We all know GCD, great guy, right? Wonderful. This is the new place.
Actually, no, GCD is a cuck. I don't like him. I don't like either.
I can agree with that.
But
I'm no longer on the GCD network, so technically I can't stop the GCD slander.
I've also debated the GCD network, and no, you know what? I think they're a cool couple of Christian guys. Keep going, Patrick.
Well, GCD's one guy, but John Drake, we're gonna get to you as well. 1 second, man. Right.
There's Giancarlo Despacito, and then who's the other one? Who's the white blonde guy?
Sam. The other guy, Sam. Right. So they have progressivism. I'm getting off topic. Progressivism, who came on with some kind of weird modern approach, right? These are the different types of people that you're going to see on the left. And right now I'm giving my right-wingers out there that are watching, I see all of you, the tools necessary needed to go and fight. Because it's time to fight. You can't take this country back with weakness. It's time to fight. And these are the people.
What do you mean by that?
You're going to find people like DJ who are always going to want to find something wrong. People like progressivism who's going to act like he's a moderate. Then when you actually talk to him, right?
Do you think there's nothing wrong, PJ?
Then you're going to go and you're going to find people like John Drake. When you get people like John Drake, just block them. They're
true.
Block
them. So true. I'm just kidding.
Everyone knows John Drake based off of two things. If you're on here, one, you know him based off of the governor's recall debate, which all he did was agree with that woman that was on there, right? That their little party in the corner and got destroyed the entire time. Or you know him because of the abortion debate that I did with him, where he also got stomped on. Those are the only people. That's only two people you know him for, right? So when you have people on the left who are like them, you have to have the tools necessary to go against them.
I love how
many tools that you have to do is go to Stand Up Now.
When PJ brought up John Drake, he was just like, John Drake lost 2 debates, and he did so bad in 2 debates, and I disagreed with him. Okay, moving on now. And you didn't actually make any points about him or who he is.
I didn't have to because the clips are still up. You can go watch them, right?
I don't.
That is why.
Now, listen, I may have some disagreements with John Drake, but I don't think you're much better than him, if I'm being honest. I think you're also pretty disingenuous and in favor of using ad hominems instead of actually engaging with the argument.
I would agree with that.
John Drake.
Not true. That's not true.
Why am I?
Disagree? You don't think John Drake?
Time out.
I'm here to give the people that are watching the tools necessary to succeed, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm
When
doing.
did I give off the disingenuous vibes?
John
Okay, I'm DJ, and your initials are JD, so you're kind of my antithesis.
Ooh,
we can have some kind of conversation later, but it's not going to be right now. I'm in this. You have to understand the way that I talk to other people is going to be contextually sensitive to the audience that's viewing the conversation. If I were just talking to you, I would be much more charitable to like Marxist and communist ideas. But right now, I'm appealing more to a right-wing sort of state of mind, and I feel like you're not trying to engage with PJ or meet him where he is. And I'm trying my best to do that
because he never will. He never will.
I just think that there's too much
in John Drake's DNA to meet anyone halfway.
The far left and the far right have just extremely different ways of communicating.
Someone said that I'm lying. What am I lying about? I don't even know who the American traditionalist is. But why am I lying? Why am I lying? Well, what makes me a liar? This is what we're gonna do. Just to prove that John Drake has always been there. I want y'all to watch this clip. Commercial break.
Oh my God.
This is Patriots party. Every pit America first. This is Patriots
Donald J. Trump. It's an easy answer.
Abortion. These are real issues that we are dealing with.
That was the clip. That last clip where I take the sip and he's talking about abortions. That's the debate where I just wash him. He's useless, right?
If you value that so much, then I don't know what to say to that. You could just
you could
just swim in your own ego. I don't care.
You have to watch the entire debate. I win the debate. I win the debate by a lot. Do you agree, John?
If it's about winning and not about the people involved as the subject content of the debate, then I'm not.
At this point, it's about winning because Roe v. Wade was overturned. So it really doesn't matter.
Well, I'm gonna make life easier for you, Texas Indy, since I haven't really participated in this conversation in an hour. If I'm going to be honest, I'm gonna give my seat up, and maybe you'll invite someone on that could help tag team, and we could have a more even debate. So I'm gonna do that a favor. I'm gonna go help my Republican friend and my guy, Texas Independent. You have a great night.
See, I like him. Why can't they be like progressivism? They can't, right? You have the American traditionalists. I have no clue who they are, right? These are the tools necessary. John Drake, what are you running for again?
Assembly.
Okay, well, we're going to assemble. When's your election date?
November.
This year?
Yeah.
So in November, people, I'm going to go live. We're going to assemble to make sure he doesn't get into the assembly. Amen? Amen. We got to keep people like John Drake as far away from office as possible. People are asking me why. Well, let me show you why. Let me pull this up real quick. This is on John Drake. Because this is the stuff that we don't need in office. This is the side that we're actually being serious about going against. It's pathetic. It really is. It's pathetic. I personally don't see a need in going against them. I had to block him on Twitter because it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Where is the... Oh, I hate having to type this into my computer. I really do.
Are you going to my Twitter?
No, God, no. I'd rather not. Oh, I hate typing. Guys, these are the people.
I'm back.
These are the people that we are going against.
Who are you going? You're not going against me. What have you disagree with me on?
If we can't beat this...
Fuck, what are you beating? What are you disagreeing on?
No need to be in the movement.
What do you disagree with me on?
Oh, it didn't do it. Oh, wait, it didn't do it.
Don't you love
but I'm
people,
curious
PJ?
as to what you're showing about me. I'm very curious.
John Drake?
Yeah.
What am I what?
Why is it not working? Come on now.
Baby Mag is trying to share something.
This.
What is he sharing?
Yes!
We're gonna mute him. We're gonna mute you because we're not doing that. We're not cheering this. You don't cheer for this. This is, if we can't beat this, then what can we beat? Right? Drake.
Well, what do you mean by beating it?
You can't beat someone, and this is their campaign.
What do you mean by beating it, PJ?
In an election, we got to get these people out. Make them realize that California doesn't even.
You realize you're both going to lose the election because the establishment is who wins Senate elections and governor elections.
That's the scary part. This new age Democrat would elect someone like John Drake.
I wouldn't. Just to clarify,
we don't want that.
I wouldn't elect John Drake. I would elect like Christine Waters or whatever. Or like Newsom again. I would elect. See,
first off,
I don't think you understand.
The dumbest comment you could have commented. John Drake loves America a lot more than you have respect for it. I respect this.
True.
John
Drake.
Country so much than you, DJ, because he's being obnoxious now. John Drake, if you agree with this comment, you're ignorant.
John Drake is criticizing America because he loves it.
John Drake on a scale of 1 to 10. How great is America?
9.
I say it's a 10.
John Drake just has that vehement no. You know why? Because John loves America enough to see that there's more that it can do. John loves America enough to know that its potential is even greater than this.
Hates America.
I don't think so. I think that even if you love, listen.
Do I need to go
PJ, do you love your mom?
The people that
PJ,
follow
do you
him,
love your mom?
They hate
PJ, do you love your mom?
Do you love your mom? Of course I love my
PJ,
mom.
do you love your mom?
What does loving my mom have to do with John Drake's
Well, can you just you'll figure out in a second if you answer the question. Do you love your mom?
Yes.
Does she ever do things that upset you sometimes?
Of course.
Okay. Do you love America?
But do I endorse?
Does America ever do some things that upset you sometimes?
I endorse those.
So it's almost like you can love something
John Drake
without thinking it's perfect and doesn't need to
John Drake.
It's almost like loving something means recognizing that you have to change.
John Drake. If you go to John Drake's Twitter, he clearly says stuff that he hates America. Ethan, how are you? Right? John Drake is useless in American politics. Get the guy out. It's ridiculous. Have you not seen the guy's campaign slogan? Get the guy out. It's not that hard.
John Drake
is on here. Let John Drake speak for John Drake. John Drake say something. John Drake can't say something because he knows he hates this country. Then leave.
I understand his.
And you live in California, of all places. Come on, man. Really?
California is the most
real. Be real with yourself for a second.
If the U.S. didn't have California, it would be like half as wealthy as it is right now.
Texas could take care of it by itself. We'd be fine. Texas,
dude, literally, it could not.
All of the Mexican immigrants in
let John Drake speak, DJ. Let John Drake speak. DJ, let John Drake speak. Let John Drake speak. Go ahead, John. I would like John Drake to defend John Drake.
I'm sorry. Go, John Drake. I trust you.
That was a very great marketing tactic that actually propelled me into people's homes and videos and feeds, which is one reason why so many people heard about me and said, hey, I like this guy. This guy
no
is
one says
awesome.
That. The only people that say they like you are, I'm not going to even say it.
I'm not going to say it because you couldn't think of anything funny.
Almost got canceled. I don't have to. They make people laugh every day. Have you seen his supporters? They make people laugh every day. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to make the joke. They are the joke.
True.
If you go and you look at John Drake's Twitter, you look at the people that follow him, it's ridiculous. John Drake doesn't have people who actually follow him with a single brain cell. He doesn't have it. John Drake's following is a bunch of people who act just like him.
Baby Magarino, I'll tell you what, Baby Magarino, I will be the first brain cell. I will be the first brain cell to follow John Drake. I will be the first set of brain cells.
You can't seriously follow John Drake.
I seriously follow this guy.
John Drake, what did you go to college for?
Political science with concentration in public policy and administration.
Do you have student loan debt?
No.
Why not?
Because he's affluent.
1 second. Why don't you let him answer the question? John Drake, does this man speak for you?
Yeah.
I don't know why I asked the question.
I do it. Say yes, John Drake.
I went to a Cal State college after my community college provided me free tuition, allowing me to save up as I worked through community college, and I still work right now in order to pay for my continuing education.
Based, are you comfortable saying which CSU you went to?
Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
That is actually the most based of Cal Poly.
One second. We can end this here, people. I'm gonna keep them here. I still need to argue with them. Y'all don't have to see this. This is where my time comes. Y'all don't have to see this part, right? So thank y'all for tuning in. 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's gonna take up a lot of space. Y'all don't have to see the rest of this. I can end the broadcast here. Y'all don't have to see the rest of this. But these two are gonna stay here, and I'm gonna continue to argue with them.
True.
I have some stuff that I need to say. Is that fair? Is that fair?
Got to give us the real whooping off.
Right. So let me do the closing thing that I do.
I won't interrupt.
You can't interrupt. You're gonna be muted.
Yo, who made your intros and outros?
Me.
Yo.
He's a mastermind.
John Drake, I won't make yours though.
That's fine. I'm really good at making videos.
No, you're not good. You're not good at anything. Thank you all for watching. Y'all have a good night.